Welcome to the Bayou Country Music Association show, brought to you by Southern Sound Outfitters. I'm your host, Jacob, and today I'm joined by a young Texas musician, and he's here to talk with us about his upbringing and his music, and it's none other than Mr. Taylor Cantrell.
Hey man, how you doing?
How's it going, man? We're doing really good today.
Yes sir, sounds like a good one.
So Taylor, where are you originally from out of the Texas area?
I'm from Willis. I got a couple of band members that have been around Willis most of their lives, but we try to call Huntsville home because that's the closest music scene to us. That's where we really get our name out there, but Huntsville and Willis.
Awesome. And as you mentioned to me earlier on the phone, you're 20 years old. And is most of your band around the same age, a younger band?
Yes, sir. We're all around 20 years old. Our drummer's 21, so he's usually the one buying the rounds of shots whenever we play.
There you go. So, what was some of y'all musical influences, man, that got y'all, growing up? What was some? It could be any genre, any generation.
Man. We always agreed as a band whenever we're writing stuff that a lot of our music has kind of a rock feel to it, but not too much. And something we relate on musically is that 90s alternative rock was one of the best eras of music going on. So we used a lot of that in influences. And another big influence was Ragweed and Whiskey Myers, drawing their raspy sound and their kind of rock vibe and everything. We really like to kind of shape our form to kind of be like that so that we can kind of keep up our momentum and everything.
Yeah, I have to say, growing up, I'm a 90s baby myself. I think 90s was probably the best in all genres, man. Country, that alternative rock, music really changed, and I guess our generation really shows it. So, you guys have some music that you're currently working on?
Yes, sir. We're about to head into the studio. Hopefully, this next weekend might end up being the weekend after that, but sometime this month before we get to July, we're gonna try to do an acoustic EP, and we're actually going to the studio for the first time on Thursday to actually see their setup. And planning on just doing a little acoustic EP, maybe our 2 or 3 songs like Effortless, Bolivar, and Attic. But hopefully we can kind of keep the thing going with there, and we'll start working on our album shortly.
And how you describe y'all's sound? Is it more of a rock type sound, or kind of that co-wetzel, or is it more of a country twang type?
Man, I try to say that I'm not like Wetzel. I got the long hair too, and I've been wearing brush poppers for years. But anytime I'm wearing those, I say I look like Wetzel. But I wouldn't say that our sound is like his. I'd say most of the time when people ask me what it sounds like, I always say red dirt rock. That's the only way I can figure to describe it.
That you need to trademark that, brother. I've never heard. That's a good one. Red dirt rock.
Yes, sir.
Y'all definitely want to be checking out their songs that they're going to be putting out. Some acoustic too. That red dirt rock with that. You mentioned Whiskey Meyer and that type of sound, man. So, at what age did you start to get interested in music and start playing an instrument or saying, "Hey, I wanna be an artist"?
Back in 7th grade, I bought my first guitar. It happened to be an electric guitar, just the cheapest one I could buy once I saved up, and I kind of hit a wall there with that. I thought it'd be a lot easier than it would, but in 8th grade, I got my first acoustic guitar. I got me a nice Epiphone, the one I still use today, and I kind of slowly started teaching myself, and then at first it was just like, I could do this at parties, entertain some people and everything. And then after a while, I was like, man, I really like doing this. And there's a sound I want to find and be able to kind of share a message. And once I finished writing that first song that I actually got to write all the way through, I realized, man, I love this stuff.
That's awesome, man. I mean, it's not many people that find their passion in life, and if you can't find your passion in life, I feel sorry for you. But music is a big passion of mine. Even though I don't, record and play with you, like guys such as yourself, I love listening to it. I love hearing the evolution of country music. I love all music, really, but we base the show off of country music and the different styles, and even the Texas scene. When the Texas scene is a very, very flooded scene of talent, and they have their little niches. I mentioned Cole Wetzel because I always hear people say that name when they hear the kind of rock type different sound. Then you got your Shay Abshires, and you got your Randall.
Funny you mentioned Shay. Shay's a good buddy of mine. I've been rolling around with them for a while.
A great artist, man. I'm looking forward to hopefully getting him on the show soon too.
He's a super cool guy.
Having all those I did a show with Brent Query, and he was explaining how it's as a true musician you have to really just love music, and you listen to country music, rock music, get influences from rap, rock, alternative, and he has his song coming out, and I kind of got a sneak peek of that, and it was kind of like a BB King and John Mayer had a baby, and I can't wait for people to hear that one. But it surprised me because everybody is so dead set that Texas country music or Texas music is the George Strait, clean cuts, which is nothing wrong with that. They still got great artists doing that. It's like your Cody Johnsons and Randall Kings, and love them. But it's great to see the evolution in the state of Texas as far as country music goes, and with you younger generations such as us. Well, I say us because we're around the same age, man. But it's bringing a evolution to the scene.
Most definitely, there's so many different subgenres right inside Texas country. I mean, I always consider Reach Southall in Texas country, and some people would disagree, but I always say that if you want something heavier on that side, you go to Reach Southall. If you want something softer or more conventional, you're going to go to Cody Johnson. You want something in the middle, you're going to hit up maybe Kanan Bryce or Shay Abshire, Cole, and all them.
Yep. I definitely agree. You said wise words there, man. I mean, I consider them country. I don't know who wouldn't, but it's definitely got its higher ends and your more rock and roll and your mellow ends, and then your twangy country, and that's what's awesome about it. And it's really all over the country. Really, it's evolving, and I'm not a huge fan of the whole bro country thing that swept across the nation and a few years back in Nashville and all, but it's good. Right. It's good to see that they're getting that rock type, even rock and roll music and any music in general that has lyrics that mean something, and it's not just something that you bob your head to. Even rap these days, you have your rap artists that are actually lyrically telling stories, and that's what music to me is all about, is lyrics. And that brings me into my next question: is songwriting. Is that something that you enjoy doing?
Oh, I love to. The only problem I have with songwriting is my best ideas seem to come to me at 2 a.m. when I'm trying to fall asleep. That's the struggle right there, but I mean, I pull from everyday things. I'll pull from something that happened or something that's been ongoing or something I've seen happen to a buddy or a friend. And then sometimes we'll just sit down and we're like, we want to tell a story. We want to write something that's going to entertain people.
Yeah, that's my. I mentioned earlier, I'm a lyric nerd. I call myself because I love listening to lyrics of songs and how songs were, what the story behind songs, and a lot of songwriters that or artists that do write their songs, they often say, the good ones, they just hit you and they hit all at once and it's bam. and they have some that just, kind of takes a while. And interesting fact, I was doing an interview with Randall King a while back, and he's got his single "Tugging on My Heartstrings" that's going all over Texas radio, and he said that was actually the last single that they recorded off of that album and first one to put out. And I was like, wow, that's crazy, like to go head first. But I love hearing the story behind music, man. So what's some of your upcoming? You mentioned y'all got a few, songs y'all want to do acoustically. Could you reveal some titles to us or some?
Oh, of course. We've kind of been not bickering, but kind of struggling to decide which ones we want to take acoustic first. Definitely, we're going to take one of our most popular ones, "Effortless." Granted, it's a almost 6-minute long song, but we're going to go acoustic with that one. And then our one of our heavier songs, "Bolivar," we're gonna soften that up and give it a nice tone to it on the acoustic. And we just finished writing one called "Firewater," and we're really thinking about putting that one on there. We want to have at least 4 or 5 on the EP that we put out. So.
Well, that's awesome, man. And you're gonna do a few acoustics first, you said, just to kind of get out there.
Yes, sir. Just so we can, whenever somebody asks or somebody discovers that we have a band or we're in a band, we're just somewhere talking with people. We can be like, hey, you can check us out on this instead of always having to go to YouTube and it's some live video at some county fair where you can't really hear. So. Yeah,
definitely, man. And I have to say, Spotify is a big thing these days of kind of the social media of up-and-coming artists where you can do those kind of acoustic things and not have to sit there and have a full production and not have to have people go on YouTube or iTunes or Google Play and to be able to hear that. And sometimes, I'll be honest, even the acoustics are better than the full, master tracks on some songs. So, maybe y'all hit something good with that, man.
Yes, sir. That'd be awesome.
So what's the goal for is your band have a name, or y'all just go by your name, or?
Oh, we have a band name. We're Taylor, Cantrell, and the Kickers.
Taylor, Cantrell, and the Kickers. So what's the goal for Taylor, Cantrell, and the Kickers? Say 3 years from now.
3 years from now, man, right now we're just living in the moment. If it happens, it happens. We're not necessarily throwing all of our dollars in one bin to make it happen, but we're slowly trying to get an idea about kind of where we want to go to. I mean, we're a young band, as in we just finally got put together about 3-4 months ago when we got our bass player. So we're just feeling it out, and we all get a good vibe with it, with our songwriting and everything. So hopefully we'll be able to kind of make something out of it.
Well, that's awesome, man. I mean, it's definitely an art to have a band that you can actually bond with and be in tune with, and just once you get that group of guys that are all in it, it's nothing better, And you guys being young and hopefully finding y'all sound together, I hope that's just a recipe for success, man.
Yes, sir.
So are y'all touring or doing any kind of live shows, or?
Right now we're saving. We're all working as much as we can, trying to save as much money as we can, looking to get a new drum set, full sound system and everything. But we'll do every 2 or 3 weeks or so, we'll do an acoustic set around Willis, where we have our little dive hole bar that we can go to and always be booked and always have something for future reference there. But we're really close with the Lawless band, and their manager Caleb, he's been trying to help us get on with them and put us in front of some other people. Like, he had me open for the Teague Brothers last weekend, which was awesome. But hopefully we're going to start doing opening gigs with other bands before we really start touring on our own, so we kind of get a fan base and get our name out there before we start trying to book places, so we kind of know what our draw would be.
That's funny you mentioned the Lawless. I actually got in touch with them this morning, and right before we got on the phone and we're gonna set up a show with them and talk with them. So I'll definitely bring up you guys when we do that interview, man.
Oh yes, sir. And funny thing is, we're their front man's name is Taylor as well. So
Taylor and Taylor, hey, two T's don't make it wrong, I guess.
I hope not.
Or if it does, it makes for a good time.
Hopefully, a good song too.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, I know you mentioned the area that y'all call home and y'all saving up, but I know that the Texas state, the whole scene, man, the Austin area, the Fort Worth area, the Stephenville area is so flooded full of venues and shows for music. And I mean, you have artists that just can literally just tour Texas their entire career and be, you know, is that something that you guys would see, or are y'all more of wanting to venture out?
I mean, I'd be perfectly fine with just Texas. I mean, I'd like to hit Louisiana, Oklahoma, and New Mexico just because they've got cool venues out there that I've looked at before. But definitely torn around Texas. I mean, there have been spots that we've looked at, and we're just like that's a goal right now, is to eventually try to play there. So we have it set to where we know kind of where we're at in the pond, and we're just slowly trying to get up to the bigger ones.
That's awesome, man, and that's awesome. Y'all have a goal and y'all are driven, and you know, it sounds like y'all on the right path, man. And you know, if y'all venture down Louisiana, you know, I'm out of Lafayette, and we often mention my sponsors at the end of the segment, but one of them is Cowboys. Cowboys, the nightclub in Lafayette, well, it's Scott, Louisiana, and they do live music every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, man, and they have all sorts of bands come in, and everywhere from your country, you know, your big time country stars to your Zydeco's to your alternatives, such as you guys, and that would be awesome for you guys to venture down on here and hear you guys play.
Yes, sir. If we do, I'll definitely give you a call.
Sure thing, man. I'll be sure and put a bug in the ear of Donovan, the manager over there. I know they had a band a while back called Strange Theories, and they were opening for the main guys, and it were young guys such as yourselves, and I was blown away, man, because I mentioned them in the interview with Brent. They started off with a Red Hot Chili Peppers song and went from there to Tennessee Whiskey to singing, I mean, at the end, Nirvana song, I mean, and just covering them like you wouldn't imagine. And at the end of their set, they actually got an encore from the people. And this is it's not a huge venue, and I looked at my buddy Clay Cormier, who was headlining, and he was like, man, they need to play again. I don't know if I can follow that. And I was like, man, that's awesome. So it's definitely a great place, man. And we got some good little venues that ain't too far from you guys. I love when the Texas scene ventures out, and I know a lot of musicians from Louisiana like to venture out to the Texas scene as well. So we kind of be neighbors.
Yes, sir. I'd definitely like to get out there, and I mean, hearing about them bands that can just do that and cover songs and put on what I like to call a damn rock show. That's where it's at. I
tell you, man, I looked them up, Strange Theories, and I'll be sure and send you some links to them, man, because they literally blew me away. And I don't often get, we had Cowboys. It's called Cowboys. It's kind of a Western thing, and Clay was playing, and Clay's got that kind of. He's not. I guess the best I can relate him to would be more of a, not really a co-whistle, but he's an upbeat, puts on a good show. He sings, cover songs. He's got some originals, but he's got that rock type vibe. And man, whenever they come on, and I was just like, who are these little? They look like 12-year-old kids, and they just rocked it out, man.
Yeah, man. That the people that can do that and just get up there and just kind of shut the house down, I envy that. I'd like to say I'd have that much charisma, but I'd be lying if I did.
Well, man, I think you've been a little modest, you know, but once you guys get up and get your sets together and your music out there, and you're 20 years old, man. If I was your age and had the musical abilities and the songwritings, and you know, I'd be doing good. So I think you're doing good, brother.
Well, I appreciate it, man.
Definitely, man. And I mean, if there's any shout outs or any kind of, you know, anything you'd like to say or anybody you'd like to thank, or, you know, before we wrap it up and I mention our sponsors.
Oh, yes, of course. I'd like to give a shout out to Kane and Bryce, The Lawless, Brent Query, my buddy Shay Abshire, the Night Howlers. Y'all check them out. Truck Stop Gamblers, got to give them a shout out. They've been around for quite some time. They should be bigger than they are, and they're slowly getting there, and got to give them a huge shout out. They're good buddies of mine. And of course, shout out to Southern Sound Outfitters and Aaron over there doing all that he can. And man, go support live music. Always tip your bartenders and drink a lot.
Definitely. And every name that he mentioned, we're going to get on the show. We've had some already. We had Brent. We're trying to get with Kane and the Lawless. And, you know, we love getting these guys on and, you know, getting them out there. So I failed to ask you, I know you guys have a Twitter and YouTube and all that. I'll be sure and post a link to all of y'all social media. Is that the best way people can keep up, you know, with you guys?
Yes, sir. We're trying to get a website up and going. I'm trying to do that on my own, been having some trouble with it, but we usually keep our Twitter pretty up to date and our Facebook, and then about every show or so we'll put something on Instagram for everybody to look at.
Awesome, man. I'll be sure and put links to the, you know, y'all Twitter, y'all Instagram, and, you know, I'll obviously be in touch. And if you get the website up and running soon and the songs, we'll be featuring them. And we really appreciate the time, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Sure thing, brother. And, I mean, we thank you for taking the time. And, of course, I take the last segment to always thank our sponsors and our partners and friends. And, of course, like he said, number one, been with us from day one, is Southern Sound Outfitters. Great organization. They have some great apparel, and they support some great up-and-coming artists in the Texas music scene. Go check out their website at www.southernsoundoutfitters.com. They have some new merchandise in the works, some new designs I'm pretty excited about. They've been working on, and it's going up for the summer. I think everybody's going to like. And also check out the artists they feature and, you know, their social medias. Also want to thank Southern Music Scene. That's another great website that, you know, they feature a lot of content on the up-and-comers and everybody like that. And also for Texas music pickers, who also do a lot for the Texas music scene and the up and comers as well, and they partner with us and try to help us every way they can. And also on the lines of apparel, my good buddy Corey Adams out of Central Louisiana around Baton Rouge, you might know by Swamp Assassin. They got tons of gear, all the apparel you need, hunting, fishing. He also has a subsidiary company that he just opened for a print shop called Cajun Cotton, so check them out. Check out his website at swampassassin.com and all of their social medias. And also, it's hot. I know it's hot down here in Louisiana. I know it gets a lot hotter up there in Texas. So get yourselves a good ice chest. And if you don't feel like breaking the bank, check out Swamp Gear. SwampShop.com. These guys make their locally made ice chests, roto-molded ice chests out of Orneville, Louisiana. They have built-in bottle openers, which is one of my favorites. And they have release plugs, easy flow spouts. I mean, they have multiple colors. They do engraving, custom engravings. They have a fully stocked website for every size you need. Check them out, swampshop.com. And we just thank all of our sponsors and partners that help us get this together. And last but not least is the trifecta of Cowboys in Scott, Louisiana. Cowboys Arena. They feature a lot of rodeo shows and things of that nature. And Cowboys Western Store. They have all your Western apparel and all the name brands: Wrangler, Cinch, Ariat, Rock and Roll Denim, boots, saddles, tack gear, the whole 9 yards. And they also have Cowboys Nightclub, where they feature live music every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights. They have some big names coming up this summer. They got some Texas guys coming. They got Sam Riggs actually coming in July. They got Randall King coming and Jacob Bryant coming, and they also have a lot of our Louisiana local talent that goes in and out of there. Mr. Dustin Saunier and also Jamie Bageron, and they feature a lot of different acts of music, and it's a great venue, great place to play, great atmosphere, and just all around great people, great management. And like Taylor said, independent artists, purchase their music, buy their music, tip your bartenders. That's what they make a living off of. And that's all I got to say today, folks, on this episode of the Bayou Country Music Association show. We thank Taylor for stopping by. We hope to hear great things for him and his band in the future.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.